All right, folks, welcome back to yet another episode of Fresh Juice, an indie game podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Tommy Fresh, and joined, as always, it is
Maddie Juice. What's going on, everybody? Episode 109. And Tommy, you got robbed. Where are you? In a different spot
robbed. I got robbed, and they painted my walls. They're like, here, we'll do this, and we took away the windows. I am in the new stude. We had the big move this past week. I am beat to hell, but I'm happy to be on the pod with internet. My PC setup is here. The rest of it is not set up, but I seem to be all firing on all cylinders, so that's okay. You know, we're gonna get there. We have a lot of unpacking to do still, but
priorities, though. PC first. Always.
PC,
yeah.
Podcast, packing. or unpacking. But yeah, we got a great episode. It's going to be another Game Talk episode. We have a couple games in a row coming up, but we'll be talking about those later. But, you know, we're going to talk about some notable releases, some big announcements, and then also, you know, some more about the Steam machine. We're going to be keeping our eyes on that. But first, we got to catch up. What's been going on with you?
Yeah, let's see. So last week went to an Amish market again. I know I brought it up I think a few weeks ago. We went back there again because we wanted to get some pies for Thanksgiving kind of ahead of time. And that was good. We got an apple, we got a pumpkin, and we got half of a blueberry pie because you can buy half of pies there. Apparently.
Interesting.
Yeah, I got some sticky buns too. I got, of course, my quart of dill pickles, delicious. Already finished them, and yeah, it was a good time. You know, always fun going there. That's in Princeton, New Jersey. We walked around Princeton University a little bit too, which is always cool.
Sick.
Yeah, they have like a new art museum that opened up, so we kind of walked around there. Some cool like Japanese exhibit kind of thing, like samurai armor and all that stuff. That was pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, check that out. Free to enter, which is awesome. Those art museums, you know, sometimes they're like, oh, it's free, but you got to do a donation, you know. This one just free.
This one didn't even ask it for a donation.
Just walked right in. That's it.
Wow.
Easy peasy. So that was cool. And then over the weekend, just did like some, you know, grocery shopping and stuff. Had some friends over yesterday on Sunday, which was good. Watched some football. Fortunately, the Eagles did not win, but hung out and had some pizza, ate some baklava, which was good, delicious, and some other tasty desserts. And yeah, just kind of chilled a little bit. And then today, just a busy day at work, honestly. A lot of different stuff going on, and it's a short week, so a lot of my meetings are kind of crammed in because of Thanksgiving. So it's just been a busy day, and yeah, just looking forward to, you know, some Thanksgiving stuff, which I know we have a listener question later where we'll be talking a little bit more about Thanksgiving. So stay tuned for that. But
stay tuned.
Tommy, how are you doing? What's been going on with you? Obviously, big move. Any other details there that you would like to share? Address, perhaps, you know? Maybe,
yeah.
Social.
Juice Avenue, Sacramento, New Mexico.
Wow.
Yeah, last week we bought a house. We closed on it. That was fun. Halfway through us signing the papers, the lawyer was like, wait, are you a junior? I'm like, yeah, does it matter? He's like, well, you haven't been signing, junior. I'm like, okay. He's like, yeah, whatever.
So it's in your dad's name.
yeah. So that was kind of funny. The house was left in a pretty dirty situation. So that was interesting, and God bless Lady Fresh, who really was working hard on that. And then was slowly bringing stuff over, and then on Saturday just got some buds, and we just packed up a huge U-Haul. Ended up working out. I got a 20-foot U-Haul, and then they were like, we don't have those anymore. Or no, not anymore. But we don't have one for you. I'm like, okay, what do you have? It's like, if you want to go to this spot instead of the spot you're supposed to go to, we got a 26. We'll charge you the same. I'm like, all right. And I will say, it is intimidating to drive those big trucks sometimes. I don't think I could do that for a living.
There's no like You know how to drive one of these, right? They're just like, here's the keys. There you go. Have
Yep.
fun.
hmm they're like, see you later.
Good luck.
So that was interesting. Did that. What else? Oh yeah, I guess we moved everything. Mostly everything. There's still some stuff lingering at the other place, but we'll get that this week. And then it was our anniversary on Saturday. So
Woo.
we went after after we moved basically our whole life from one spot to the other. We went to where we got married. They had given us a gift card, so we stayed there for the night. And you know, we were so tired, but we still stayed up late, got dinner, blah blah blah. It was nice. There was a wedding going on at the same time,
Mm.
and I made this joke to Lady Fresh when we got there, but it was a Jewish wedding, and I was like, oh man, I would crash it, but I've lifted enough chairs today. But
That's good.
anyway,
That's good.
I'll
There,
I'll be going.
You won't have many opportunities for a situation like that. So I'm glad you took advantage.
Yep. You gotta take it when you can. But yeah, it was good. And then next day we slept there, and then went to the house. It just has tons of shit everywhere, and it's starting to unpack it little by little. Got the bedroom set up, the kitchen kind of set up, and I got this kind of going here.
Nice.
And yeah, it's just been doing that. It's not really a whole lot of other stuff going on other than that, but I'm excited for Thanksgiving as well. We got our family football game too, which is always
Yeah.
a lot of fun. And yeah, I'll also one of my buddies is down from Canada, gonna hang out with him a bit. So it's all
Oh, that buddy, huh?
yeah. He helped move actually. I was
All
like,
right.
wow,
Will he
got
be
some
at the football
international
game?
help. No, I doubt it. I doubt
Yeah.
it. He's probably still sore from moving stuff on Saturday, but
True.
um,
Nice. Nice.
but yeah, that's what's going on with me. It's big moves, but the place is the place is nice. We're gonna
Yeah.
it's gonna be a lot of projects. The neighborhood's really nice. So here's the thing. It's like I'm like, what year is this? All the neighbors are coming over, just like, hey, just want to introduce ourselves.
Yeah.
We're so and so and so. So if you ever need any help, oh hey, we saw that you got to rake some leaves. Borrow our leaf blower. Oh, okay,
Nice.
cool. And then just like because we live in a cul-de-sac, it's just all the kids are out playing,
Yeah.
right? Just like shooting hoops,
Yeah.
messing around. I'm like, is this the 90s again?
That's awesome.
Where are the iPads?
I know, right? Listen, that didn't even happen. We did that when we moved in. My wife went around with like cookies, and like some
Mhm.
people didn't even answer the door.
That's crazy.
And then we haven't like we ended up meeting neighbors just from walks around the neighborhood, but we didn't get like people hey, how are you? Welcome to the neighborhood. So that's awesome. I think you've got a little slice of the 90s right there.
Yeah,
Which is
yeah,
really
like
cool.
some old school stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah, we're excited for that. So it seems like that at least seems like a good decision for us to move here. So
Yeah.
pretty good. But I got news
Oh,
that I wasn't going to share with you.
okay. But you're gonna share.
We have a Discord.
Oh my god, he got me.
And it's in the show notes below. And what did you think I was going to say?
I don't know.
We're having a baby.
Yeah, or like something like, there was a dog in the house. We're keeping it. I don't know. The neighbors gave us I don't know, something. They gave
I
us
watched my neighbor catch a squirrel today. That was crazy.
Oh, like
Um,
with their
like in like a
hands?
trap.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm like,
Interesting.
I don't know what he was doing with it. And I heard the kids saying, Bill's going to throw it in the lake. I don't know.
Well, that's
but-
that is entertaining. You have entertainment there.
Yeah. We got some good stuff going on here. But we do have a Discord. It's in the show notes below. It's how you give us listener questions, among other things. And yeah, it's a good time. But moving on, let's talk about some notable releases this week. First is a game called Constance, which is a Metroidvania. I mean, like, this looks like a very polished game here, right? This looks like Disneyfied Hollow Knight. If I've ever seen it, it's like almost, is this just a mod? But it looks cool.
Yeah, and apology. I don't know if that audio just played there when I clicked onto it. It was just like loud music, so I apologize if that did come through for the listeners. But it might have. I don't know. But yeah, it had a lot of like love in terms of like follows and wish lists on Steam. And it kind of almost had, yeah, it's got the Hollow Knight vibe, obviously, but it almost also has like a um I don't know, like it reminds me of like an Adventure Timey sort of like
Mm-hmm.
art style in a way where like you could see this like on Cartoon Network or something. But it's yeah, it seemed really cool. Obviously, it's a a Metroidvania. It's 2D hand drawn, which is really cool. Actually, is it a Metroidvania? Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Okay, it just doesn't say it in the description there, but it's tagged as that. But yeah, hand drawn art just seems really, really like a well-made game. It's got some positive feedback from people that have played it. So figured to do a little call out there. But yeah, I haven't even like heard of this game, but it had a lot of love in terms of those wish lists, like I mentioned. So looks pretty cool. So if any juice heads out there, try it out. Let me know. But yeah, pretty cool. You have like a paintbrush, you doing stuff with
Mm-hmm.
it. Um, yeah, seems pretty interesting. So, Constance.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, based on the reviews, people are talking about the movement is great, the combat is very fluid, but also has a pretty like charming story to boot, which is nice. And some people even said I escaped Silk Song's sickness and decay and came here feeling mentally at peace. It really is kind of like the bizarro Silk Song here, like where
Yeah,
it just doesn't feel too depressing and gross, but
yeah.
very very cool. Love to see it. Looks like it got some hype at uh, some I guess like different like cons and stuff like that. I don't Indie Arena booth. I guess is Indie Arena at PAX?
There's PAX Arena. I don't know if
PAX
there's
Arena. Okay, yeah.
yeah, there's I think some other indie like big booth there, but I don't think it's called Indie Arena, but there is PAX Arena.
Hmm.
But I feel like I have seen this game somewhere. I just like maybe it was a long time ago. It was like revealed, something like that. But yeah, it looks really cool. And yeah, kind of like a, bizarro Hollow Knight Silk Song.
Yeah.
So
And 10% right now off.
yeah,
It's a $20 game, comes in at $18. And
yeah.
that's till the December 1st, so you have some time.
And
Check it out if you're a big Metrovania guy or
just
gal.
also something else I just want to bring up that like I feel like wasn't a thing for a while, but I see it way more often, even with some AAA games, but especially indies, is like when it launches, it's on sale. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like that happens so often now. And I feel like
Oh yeah.
that was never a thing. You always knew you were going to spend a certain amount of money at launch. So just want to shout out indie games for really taking advantage of those like introductory offers. Because that just is, adding the cherry on top. If it's like a game you're already interested in, you're like, oh my God, it's on sale right away. So just really cool stuff that they're doing. I feel like that's becoming like more normal now.
Yeah, yeah, very, very cool. Now, moving on, we have News Tower.
Yes. So News Tower, I know. I was taken back by the title as well, but the reviews overwhelmingly positive, at least English reviews of the game. Came out November 18th. Essentially, this is like a newspaper tycoon where you are building and managing your own newspaper from printing it to actually distributing it. And then it says create your editorial line and lead your journalists through unique 1930s stories and dig out the latest scoop. So, just a really interesting concept for a game. And obviously, it's getting some great feedback here. But just wanted to kind of shout it out because it's honestly a game I would overlook just from the title and just from like looking at a little bit of gameplay. I'd be like, yeah, it's not really for me. But I was like, wow, overwhelmingly positive. It's really cool to see like a tycoon style game that does this well because I feel like they're really hard to like nail because they're so in depth, right? And they kind of need it to be really replayable and really feel like you're progressing well. So just want to give a shout out, yeah, to News Tower here. Doesn't really seem like it's a game I'd be into, but there might be some juice heads out there that might like it.
Yeah, and this was in early access since February of 2024. So almost 2 years.
Yeah,
Just hit 1.0. Very cool to see. Yeah, I don't know if it's necessarily something I would enjoy as much, but you know what? To be honest, like games like this have surprised us in the past, so I
yeah,
wouldn't doubt it. And yeah,
yeah,
this one's 20% off at $20. There is a demo as well, which is nice. Um,
yeah. I never thought I'd be into idle clickers, and then what happened, Tom? The Norp Apolog came along, and I was like, wow, maybe I'm into idle clicker or clicker games in general, you know? So
yeah.
you never know with a game like this, but yeah, it seems like it has a lot of love to it. Good to know that it was in early access. So they probably taken in a lot of feedback, made it pretty good, but just really cool to see overwhelmingly positive on a game like this.
Yeah, very cool. Now, and then we have Grime 2 demos out, but this is a game that seems pretty awesome, right? I mean, just like the character design alone, I am all about it. This is another Metroidvania kind of, I guess like it's tagged as a Metroidvania, so might as well be. But looks really neat. You launch tendrils made of hands to absorb foes and summon molds in their shape as you explore a bizarre lived-in world obsessed with art. Very cool. I mean, I love, the idea of like fungal stuff in general. So
Mhm.
this seems like right up my alley and probably something that we should have on our radar to talk about on the pod, to be honest. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, definitely. I mean, it just seems like really cool art style. I love that ability of like absorbing foes and being able to like summon them. Like that's really interesting because it makes every enemy encounter like potentially unique, right?
Hmm.
Which is really cool. So yeah, it just looks awesome. I'll have to check out the demo. It came out on November 20th. It's got very positive reviews so far, so that's obviously um, plus there. I'm not familiar with the developer or the publisher. I don't know. It looks like the developer had obviously they made Grime One, then made another game called Everhome, another one Slingbot Survivors, or probably a survivor-like kind of game. It seems like, and then Tammuz Blood and Sand. Don't know if I pronounced that right, but yeah, seems really interesting. We'll have to check out the demo at some point, and yeah. Honestly, what kind of grabbed me with this game was just mainly the art style seemed really interesting for like a Metroidvania. That 3D, like really leaning into like the 3D aspect of it, and yeah, it just seems pretty cool. So hopefully, I'm just hoping it feels good. You know what I mean? I feel like that's like the biggest thing for me with Metroidvanias, and probably a lot of people is like, do the controls feel tight? Does it feel super responsive, or is it going to be a little sluggish? And I feel like typically with like games that are like a little heavy, Metroidvanias that are a little heavier on the graphic side, it could feel a little sluggish, but it does have very positive reviews. So I'll have to check out the
Hmm.
demo and see, how it feels.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking back now at Grime One, and that had great reviews, very positive, over 2,000, very positive, and I mean, 81 on Metacritic. Got some, awards at some shows. I mean, so hopefully this is a good follow up
Yeah.
for that. I mean, I guess it's like almost Souls like in a way too. That's what I'm kind of reading from the first Grime. So that is something that like with games like Blasphemous and stuff like that, kind of seeing this
Yeah.
blend of Metroidvania and Souls like is kind of cool to see. So
Yeah.
yeah, got to
Also,
keep our
just
eyes open.
this character design right here, right where the
Yeah,
face is our hands, like, oh,
I know.
that's pretty sick looking right there.
Yeah.
So that's kind of just sold me and wanting to try out the demo. Very cool.
Yeah, very very cool. Now after that we have Durn's Folk, which is an expansion on Return to Moria.
Yes. So yeah, this came out technically after we recorded our episode last week on Tuesday. But yes, this is a paid expansion for Return to Moria. It currently has mixed reviews. Mostly just probably because there are like a few bugs here and there, but I've played a bit of it so far. It adds like 20 more hours of story gameplay. But the biggest thing is that you are no longer kind of alone in Moria. You can, by the end of like the campaign, you can recruit up to 21 dwarves, and you can have them do things for you. So, like, I have one right now because I'm still working through the story and you unlock more, but he's like his role is like a metal worker. So he's like at the furnace, like doing stuff for me, and you got to feed them, they got to sleep and all that sort of stuff. But you can get some that like do the farming for you. They kind of just do tasks for you, but it's a lot more lively. They got a lot of cool lore, things they talk about. And Moria just feels a little bit more alive. But honestly, one of the cool things is you get to now go outside the mountain. So I'm on top of the mountain now. I'm building stuff up there. There's like a new expedition system, which is like a new quest system where you can like it refreshes every in-game morning. You can like get a quest to go hunt an enemy or get a quest to go get certain supplies. It kind of gives it a little bit more replayability. Plus, there's traders now, so people that are looking specifically for like valuables from within Moria, you can go and collect them, bring them out, sell them to them. So yeah, I think so far I've been really enjoying it. It's cool to like get a little bit more life into Moria because up until this point, I think I've got 80 hours in the game. It's just been me and, the orcs that I come across, and stuff like that, and the trolls. So it's cool to get a little bit more lore and story. And it's been good so far. Me and a buddy Pat have been like, he's earlier in the game, but he's been enjoying it as well. So yeah, Duran's folk, just happy to get an expansion to this game, which I didn't really expect because I didn't think Return to Moria is not really like a survival game that's like heavily talked about or recommended, even though I think it has like pretty solid reviews. So I'm really happy to just get an expansion to this, and it's been fun. So yeah, a little shout out to them since they came out last week.
This is a game that or the base game that I grabbed and I put a little bit of time into. I kind of want to get back into it whenever I get the chance because, well, I love dwarves and I love the dwarves from Lord of the Rings and I love Lord of the Rings. So, like, this should be something I should really love. So,
Yeah.
um,
And
you
maybe
know,
I have an extra code for you for Duran's folk. Maybe I do.
oh,
I don't know. We'll have to
maybe.
see. We'll have to
I know a
see.
guy.
Yeah, maybe.
Very, very cool. Yeah, no, I mean, I watched you play a little bit of it, right? You streamed it
Yeah, I
not too
streamed a
long
little bit
ago.
of it. Yeah, and that was fun. Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, pretty cool to see that. And one last one that just kind of I saw was Cross Blitz,
Yeah.
which deck builder roguelike. you know, you gotta we
Keeping it
like to
fresh,
keep
trying something new.
it. Yeah, you know. But I will say this one looks insane. Like there's a bunch of different stuff going on. It feels like a deck builder roguelike normally, but then also will splash in like some Fire Emblem elements. But most of all, it just looks really clean, right? Like just like that kind of almost like mini clip style, if you remember mini clip
Yeah.
from back in the day. It looks really nice, and I don't know if it's actually good. It's got mostly positive, and it's already at 1,300 reviews as of today when it came out. So
Yeah.
that is pretty impressive that many people are playing it. So, but I
Yeah.
am. Oh, actually, no, it's the 1.0. So it was in early access before. So that explains why there's so many reviews. But people seem to like it, and this is something that I'm gonna have on my wish list as well because maybe wait for a deeper discount. Although 35% off right now is pretty good, but the 22.99 off the bat is a little bit much, I think. So,
Hmm.
um, yeah. Maybe if it gets a pretty deep discount, I'll check this out. But always worth mentioning at least one deck builder. you
Yeah.
know, we gotta give the deck builders their due. These are
Gotta
some
do it.
games,
Yeah.
and those are all some notable releases. Speaking of deck builders, Vampire Crawlers.
Oh,
So
what is
you all
this?
know Vampire Survivors. They're coming out with its sequel, or I don't even know if it's a sequel. It's just another in the series where this is a first person deck builder, like open world. Like I think they mentioned open world kind of experience where you can play it like as crazy as you want, or you can
Mhm.
be more tactical. Really interesting. I mean, this is such like a, you know, ball from a big curveball from them because, why not just keep making survivors likes, but they're getting into the card game world. What do you make of all this as somebody who's played a decent amount of Vampire Survivors?
Yeah, I think, well, first off, I love when games try to like reinvent themselves, right? Like we've seen it with Deep Rock Galactic. They came out with a Survivor Light. They're coming out with a roguelike version of Deep Rock. I love when that stuff happens because I feel like, they've already kind of struck gold, right, with like Vampire Survivors. And now they're not straying too far from the formula that works, but they're just trying a different perspective, a different approach to it. And I like that. Like I like when games are like, "Oh, we're going to come out with a VR version of this." I'm like, "Oh, that's cool." I mean, it's not for me, but like it's cool that people that love VR get to experience this IP. So hopefully, people that love deck builders will get to try out Vampire Survivors, maybe if they haven't played it before. The only thing with this gameplay where I obviously haven't played the game yet, so maybe I'm judging it too much right now, but when you're walking around in the world, it seems like you have to like click arrows to like progress that direction. When I kind of feel like just let me walk and run into these encounters. So that part is a little weird for me, where I think it's even shown here for like a second. And maybe I'm wrong with this, but
Mm.
it seems like this is how you kind of control the path that you're going. And I don't know if that map there is like, well, that's the way you have to go, or is it more open world? I'm not 100% sure on that, but in my mind, I was thinking, okay, like how Vampire Survivors, you can kind of go in like every direction. I would love if this game was more like that, and then the encounters were more, like the deck builder side of
Turn
things. So
based.
yeah, turn based. And I don't, I don't want to judge the game already, but just from watching the trailer, I was kind of like, it's interesting they made that decision. I'll see if it is something that like really bothers me when I play it, because I'm sure I'll play this at some point, or we'll probably review it on the show. But yeah, overall I love that they're trying something different. I will say, with the name Vampire Crawlers, I was like, oh my God, is this like a Diablo like Vampire
Yeah.
Survivory kind of game? It's not really that at all, but yeah, overall, love that they're trying something new with the IP, and yeah, just really cool to see, and can't wait for the Balatro expansion for this game too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's almost bound to happen because, Paltrow already teamed up with Vampire Survivors. But I know why they call it crawlers, because it is it's more, and when you see those arrows, it's more your classic, like OG first
Hmm.
person dungeon crawler,
Yeah.
right? From like the early 90s that we would see. So that's not a version of dungeon crawling that I ever really partook in. But I gotta say, I talked about this game, like the demo, a little while ago, Shroom and Gloom,
Yeah.
which is another first person kind of dungeon crawler deck builder, and loved that actually. So, and I follow their TikTok; they're always posting up updates, which is pretty awesome. But this is going to be pretty exciting. It looks way more chaotic, which, to be fair, that's what I would expect out of it. Yeah, I'm excited to see what this ends up like being like, because if it can stick the landing, that would be great. And is it going to be locked to Xbox or?
So this is from the Xbox site, so I'm assuming
Hmm.
this because it's from their YouTube channel. It's got to be on PC, and I would imagine mobile too, since they are on mobile. Let me actually see. Does it say in this article here if it's going to be on anything else? This is kind of like a Q&A, but let me look into it here. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's also on Steam. So there's a
Okay,
there's a
cool,
store
cool,
page
cool.
on Steam. Yeah, so we're good. We're
Sweet.
good.
We're
But it does
good,
say
but
single player, which I mean, I don't know how they would do multiplayer with this, but they do have co-op in Vampire Survivors. So Maybe at some point they'll try to add that to this somehow, but it kind of makes more sense from like a single player perspective.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm excited for it. You know, it's obviously got a lot of hype around it. It is kind of funny, right? Like Vampire Survivors is just straight up janky, right? It's just a
Hmm.
janky game that's really fun. And this looks like a janky game too. Although I love that in the beginning of this trailer, it's like super like intense graphics, you know, like this cutscene, like
Yeah.
really wild looking druid guy, and then boom, it's just a janky dungeon crawler.
Yeah.
Gotta love it. They understand, you know, kind of like the cheekiness of it all. So
Yeah.
should be exciting. Now, moving on, what is Erosion? This also got announced.
Yeah, Erosion was announced, which is an open world shooter, but the hook here is every death you have costs decades, and you can win
Mm-hmm.
the Wild West with armies of cats. Wow, this is crazy. So, it says save your daughter before she gets old enough to be your mother, um, which is kind of wild. So it just seems like a really interesting mechanic here. This is kind of like a time loop sort of game, roguelite. We've seen this sort of stuff before, like with like Deathloop, for example. But this one just seems like it has a really cool art style and kind of fits like the vibe I feel like we try out on the show here. But yeah, I don't know, it just seemed interesting. That hook, you had sent me a video of this one, and kind of the caption, right, is like every death costs you decades, something like that. So that's pretty
Mm-hmm.
interesting. Um, yeah, just kind of would be curious to see kind of what happens with this. I don't really know what's happening in this gameplay when I watch it. It's a lot of like moving up and down, driving around. Like it's kind of like throwing a lot of different things at me where I'm like, what is the actual gameplay here? But it seems like it's got a lot going on for it. Um, kind of survivor likey sort of feel, it seems like at points, as we just saw. So they're playing cards there. Like, what's happening here?
Yeah.
What is going on? This game has my interest for sure. I just have no idea what's going on most of the time. So it seems really cool though.
Yeah, I mean, I saw this video of this on TikTok, and I was like, okay, this is awesome. I mean, the hook of being, hey, every time you die, like a decade will pass, and like your daughter will be older, and sometimes, she'll be so old, or that she'll pass away, right? Like, and you're just like not going to be able to save her. So that's a really interesting way of like making a story out of this popular genre of the roguelike. And I think that it should be really neat. No idea what it's going to be. I mean, it's like isometric for sure, and it's going to be story driven. But yeah, I don't. You see like the driving, and then you also see the gambling. So like, there's going to be a lot to it. So I'm interested. It's developed by Plot Twist, who made a game called The Last Case of Benedict, which was like a Metroidvania single player, like super intense kind of story based game
Hmm.
that had mixed reviews, but it looked really cool. So hopefully this is going to be a nice sophomore debut, or not debut, but like a nice sophomore follow up to the debut. And yeah, I don't know. It really caught my eye. I'm excited to see how this game actually shapes out because really great concept.
Yeah.
Can they stick the landing? I have no clue, but it should be interesting.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I don't know. This one piqued my interest like right away. So we'll see. But it does say collect 100 plus weapons and abilities and demolish destructible voxel dungeons. Sounds pretty dang
Pretty
cool to me.
cool.
Pretty cool to
Pretty
me.
pretty dang
And
cool.
it's a deck builder. No, it's
No,
not.
it's not.
But but
Don't
you
get me
never know.
excited.
I know.
I don't know if there's any news about Slay the Spire 2, speaking of deck builder, because I remember it got pushed to 2026, but
Yeah.
I don't think we've heard much since.
We'll have to see
Now,
when that actually comes out too, because GTA got pushed as well, and I feel like a lot of games are going to try to avoid that window, even though it's totally two different types of games. GTA
yeah.
is, it's got the pull in like every almost every gamer knows GTA and was and like
Hmm.
at least like I'm not really into it, but there's a part of
Hmm.
me that's like, maybe I'll try it. I mean, it's GTA 6, maybe, I mean, it's got all this hype around it. Maybe it's got a deck builder mode, I
Yeah.
mean, I guarantee, how
Right.
much you want to bet there's going to be a roguelite mode in GTA
uh,
6 in
I
some
don't.
form?
My hot take on GTA 6 is I don't think it's actually ever going to come.
Hmm.
Or if it does, it's not anywhere going to live up to the hype
All right.
because I just don't think I think that like genre lives where GTA 5 is, like in the past, right? It's just not I don't think it's really what people are going to want to play anymore. Maybe I'm wrong,
I don't
but
know. I'm not even into it. I don't even really like GTA 5, but I'm like, I feel like GTA 6 is like it's like going to have the same effect that like the next Skyrim or what Elder Scrolls is
mm,
going to have, where it's just going to have this big ripple effect, and all these developers are going to just want to avoid the
yeah,
game coming
yeah.
out. It's like what
I,
happened with Silk Song. Like games
mhm.
push, I just feel like, so hopefully Slay the Spire has its own kind of release window, so people can really
Yeah.
like, you know, get their
I,
eyes
I,
on it.
I don't know if they'd be worried about GTA 6. I think like a lot of games would be worried. I don't know if like a deck builder is gonna care. Maybe they will. Maybe they
Yeah.
will.
Yeah. Who
You
knows?
know. Yeah.
But we'll
We
see.
will see. Yes. Now this is something that kind of came up because we talked about the price of the Steam machine being
Yeah.
kind of dependent on success, and they said it will be a Valve coder confirms that it will be priced like a PC, albeit at a good deal. If you build a PC from parts and get to basically the same level of performance, that's the general price window that we aim to be at. So what does that mean?
No
So it means
one
it's not going to
knows.
be like 400 $500,
Yeah. I mean,
right?
well, so I don't know because based on this article here from PC Gamer, it said they tallied up the guesses uh, of all the parts and or of the Steam Deck, and the average estimation came to 525. But uh, now it says that you can get an RTX 5060 build for like 750 to 800 bucks. So Valve can't go much higher without dooming the Steam machine concept to another 10 years in purgatory.
Mm,
So maybe, I think we talked last time about it potentially being like $600, 650 would be like the max I'd like it to be, but it seems like it might be more in the $700 to $800 range, which I
mm,
still don't think is like awful, especially like right now. Actually, I've had a buddy of ours, Matt, not me. He recently had soda spilled on his PC, so he had to go pick up a new one. So we've been in the chat talking about a lot of different parts, and is it better to get pre-built now? Apparently, it's really expensive right now for RAM and for GPUs because of AI and how people are using AI. It's like super expensive, especially for RAM. So, that is a factor here as well. Where is this? Are they going to release at a little bit of a higher price point and then it'll get lower over time? Are they going to release different versions of the Steam machine, similar to what they did with the Steam Deck? Right. I don't know if it
mm,
makes sense to do that because there's not a screen on the Steam machine. I feel like that's a bulk of the price. I don't really know, but I'm hoping they don't go above $800. I think if you're above $800, it's like it's not dead in the water, but you are severely minimizing the amount of people that would be interested in a machine like this. Because even if you say, oh, online is free, you get a lot of like better deals because it's Steam. It's also a PC, so you can really do whatever you want with it. I still feel like people are going to be like, yeah, but I'll just spend 550 or whatever on a PS5 and it'll be able to play most of those games anyway, or at least
Hmm.
like the AAA games that people care about. So I, yeah, it's this statement to me doesn't mean too much because it's like, well, the price of some of those parts are really high right now. Does that mean it's going to be expensive, or because Valve is maybe ordering things in bulk, it kind of reduces the price? Like it's really still hard to judge what this is going to be at. But I'm hoping it's not any more than 800. I'd love for it to be in that 600 range, at max. But if it's around 800, I still feel like it's okay, as long as they don't go above that, just because of the way GPUs are kind of priced right now and the RAM. But I don't know. I mean, I was talking about it with some buddies today about like whether they would do multiple editions of the Steam machine. I don't know if they will because technically they said it's upgradable. So if most people just buy the cheaper version, upgrade it later when prices are more reasonable, I'm not too sure. It's very interesting that they're also not revealing the price yet, right?
Hmm.
I mean, typically when like a new console is revealed, they reveal the price. I'd say usually, so maybe they're kind of waiting to see what happens with these super high prices for some PC parts, and maybe they're trying to aim lower. But yeah, to me, this statement doesn't really mean too much. It kind of just solidifies what we've already been talking about. That it's like, yeah, obviously it's going to be priced at what these parts are priced at. But something else I learned today, which is another benefit of the Steam machine, is that did you know that PlayStation now you have to have a PlayStation Plus subscription to get cloud saves.
Really?
Yeah. So Xbox doesn't do that. You can just get them no problem. So that brings another advantage maybe to the Steam machine where it's like, well, if you have a Steam Deck and a Steam machine, you don't need to pay to have a cloud save so it can transfer between the two. So another kind of benefit there, where I feel like maybe it's a little bit easier to swallow the price of it. But yeah, I'm just, long way of saying I'm just hoping it's not over $800 because if it is, I don't even know if someone like me would get it right away. I'd probably wait for
Hmm.
reviews, see if it's worth it. But if it's around that 600 range, I'd probably pre-order it. So we'll have to see. But yeah. Anyway, that was a
Yeah.
long rant, but like I think they have to be so careful what the price of this is because this could have a major impact or this could be a niche product. They gotta, that price is gonna really determine that.
Yeah, yeah, because it's gonna take a lot. Like I think like the biggest thing is it's gonna take a lot to convince the general public that like, hey, this is better. I
Hmm.
think we could probably agree that it's going to be better than a mainstream console like Xbox or PlayStation.
Yeah.
But can you convince people that just know what Xbox and PlayStation is? Those are brand names. Those are household names that you just know, right?
Yeah.
Like that is going to be the biggest hurdle because if you come in and the buy-in's low because the price is too high, it's going to be hard to get the like word of mouth to be like, hey, listen, this thing is better than the Xbox and the PlayStation. Don't waste your money. You're gonna get a lot more bang for your buck. So
Yeah.
that's the biggest hurdle, I think, because we know what it is,
Yeah.
but we're thinking about video games all the time. So
Yeah. And I honestly think that something Steam could do, because you're right, like, think about I know people that like all they play are sports games.
mm-hmm.
They bought a PS5 so they could play like MLB the show, right? And like they don't care about anything else outside of like sports games. So that is like an audience that is huge that you need to try to capture with the Steam machine. I feel like for it to really like have a huge ripple effect. But I also feel like Steam or Valve could also be like, all right, this is priced at $800, but you get $100 Steam gift card with it. You know,
That could be
something like that
legit.
that they could like easily include in there because they would then be playing the long game, right? Of like, okay, you're going to get $100 worth of games for free, but think of all the sales Steam has. Think of how many games, Tom, you have in your backlog that you haven't played, right? Or like you barely played because of, oh, it's only a few bucks on Steam. There's so many games I have in my backlog that like I want to play more. So I feel like they could play the long game with that by introducing a like a gift card or something like that. And I don't know, I feel like that could be a big selling point if people realize, how cheap things can be on Steam. But yeah, this, I mean, you're definitely right. Like this is a machine that like will have to introduce a lot of people to Steam. There's so many people like,
Hmm.
I've explained to my wife, like I'm like, oh, Steam. I'm like, it's like the Xbox store on my PC, right? I have to like explain it like that. Like this is where you buy games on the computer. There are so many
Yeah.
people out there that don't have no idea what Steam even is, other than obviously like, you know, some sort of like mist, right? Like Steam. But, but yeah, so this is going to be a hot topic, I feel like, on our show for a bit as these more and more stories kind of come out, because this is something that could be a huge deal, and I'm just really hoping they nail the price here of the Steam machine. But yeah, you know this comment still doesn't really prove anything to me yet, just
Hmm.
because of the state of PC parts at the moment. But we'll see. I'm not expecting it to be like some people are like, oh, it's going to be $400. It's like, no, it's not going to be that cheap. There's no way it's going to be that cheap because a Steam
No.
Deck isn't that cheap. So how is that, going to happen? But just another thought here, because I have a lot of thoughts on Steam. The Steam Deck LCD version is on sale, 20% off right now. Plus, there's like a PayPal deal where you get additional 20% off. You can get a Steam Deck for like $250 right now,
Whoa,
which
really?
is a huge deal and also a sign to me that, they're doing this because the Steam machine's coming out. They might
Yeah.
think that the Steam machine sales are going to eat into the Steam Deck sales, right? There's
Hmm.
going to be people that choose that over that. So that also is maybe an indication to me that the Steam machine won't be that expensive, because if they're worried maybe that they're going to have some inventory of Steam Decks and that's why they're putting them on sale. So just really interesting that the Steam Deck rarely kind of goes on sale from what I've seen. So that's just another indicator that like maybe the price isn't going to be as crazy as people think it is, but I don't think it's going to be as cheap as some people think it is. I think it's going to be kind of right in the middle, maybe around the $600 mark.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there you
Yeah. It
have
should
it,
be.
folks.
There you have it. There you have it. It's going to be fun to watch this develop. That is for sure. Now, next week, we're going to be talking about a game called Night Swarm. The embargo lifts the day of the podcast releasing. We got a code early, which should be cool. This is from, what's the name of the dev? I'm sorry. I had it
Mad
up.
Mushroom. So we played Hell Clock from them
Yes.
as well. Actually, Mad Mushroom is the publisher of this. So we played Hell Clock. This is Night Swarm. It is another kind of bullet hell style game that looks pretty interesting. The only caveat with this is that the embargo lifts at 9 a.m. Eastern on for next week. So that episode will be coming out a little bit later than usual. But we'll give you kind of a first look, first thoughts on Night Swarm, which seems pretty cool. Actually, a day before it even releases. So, yeah, check it out. But it's a kind of a vampire themed, not Vampire Survivors, but a vampire themed, bullet hell style game that seems really interesting. And I think it even has, no, it's only single player, so it doesn't have co op. But there seems to be
It's
a party that you kind of build around your character to play. So we'll check it out.
funny enough. I'm watching the video here, and I saw a transition. I'm like, that looks really familiar. The transition, a hand coming up
Yeah.
and grabbing. It's This is the same dev as Rogue Loops, which we played.
Oh, there you go. All
How
right. So it's
about
all
that?
coming together. Yeah. Rogue
All
Loops.
coming together. How
And
about
we
that?
liked Rogue Loops.
We
So,
did. That game
yeah.
was pretty cool. So
Yeah.
hopefully this is another good follow up. But
Yeah.
hey, it should be interesting. We do have listener questions, and here's the big one from Capolo, who just loves to stir the pot. Capolo comes in and says, asks, sorry, it's Turkey Week. What's your favorite food for Thanksgiving Day? Do you think people like Thanksgiving food mainly for nostalgia or because they believe it's actually good? And then also, he added in the Discord, I believe Thanksgiving food is mid at best. Do you want to answer this first?
Yeah, all right. So I'm gonna need you to just turn off your device, Capolo, because what we're about to say is gonna upset you. All
This is
right.
gonna
No,
hurt.
it's gonna hurt. And we have a new segment called Caught Shoplifting, and that's what you just did. Okay. No, but all right. So from my perspective for Thanksgiving, right? I actually don't like turkey. I'm not a turkey guy. I've
Mhm.
always I mean, I used to have it like turkey cold cuts and things like that, but for whatever reason, I kind of developed like I just like an aversion to the taste. I don't really know what it is. I try it almost every Thanksgiving. I'll take a bite and I'll be like, no, not for me. But I love Thanksgiving. My favorite food for Thanksgiving has kind of changed over the years because I used to go to our family Thanksgivings. Now we host Thanksgiving here with my wife's family, and they're Italian. So we don't have things like mac and cheese at our Thanksgiving because they're Italian. They bring lasagna, right? And you can't have two pastas, apparently. Apparently, that's against the rules. Okay. So I always really love the mac and cheese at Thanksgivings. Actually, your sister makes a great mac and cheese, Tommy. And I always looked forward to that. And now I can't have it anymore. My parents would sometimes bring it home for us. So that would usually be my favorite food. I usually get like ham, mashed potatoes, some string beans are really good. Your dad makes great string beans. Have those. Um, and usually mac and cheese is like my go-to. And then obviously there's like all the pies and everything with dessert is awesome. So that's my favorite food. If I had to go with like favorite one, lasagna is good too and all that stuff. But like just historically, I don't have nostalgia for like Italian food for Thanksgiving. Now, do you think people like Thanksgiving food mainly for nostalgia because they believe it's actually good? I don't think they believe it's actually good. I think that they know it's actually good because why would it not be good? Why would ham and potatoes, and even though I don't eat turkey, I can understand the appeal. Why would those things not be good? All of like the best things together not be good. I don't understand it. I mean, if you're I don't know if you're like when you celebrate Thanksgiving, Capola, if you're having like, you know, dirt or something, like I don't know if if you're if there's something that you just don't like. I want to know, Capola, what do you like at Thanksgiving? I want to know what are the dishes that you're like, that's good. And I wish I could have that all the time. But I'm a person that like I'm a picky eater, right? At the end of the day, I've expanded over the years and stuff like that. But like Tom, you are for my whole life, I've always known you as someone you experiment with food, right?
Mhm.
So I want to know what do you think of this question and how much do you hate Capolo?
I don't hate Coppola.
I know,
I
I'm just
don't
kidding, just kidding.
hate's not a word I would use exactly now. Coppola, I love you. But I'm going to answer this question in reverse order. First of all,
Okay.
Coppola comes in and says, I believe Thanksgiving food is mid at best. Um, I'm going to get to that right now because that's how I'm going to do this. So I think that first of all, if you don't like Thanksgiving food, it's like you're just trying to be a contrarian, right?
Mhm.
It's all objectively good food, right? It's like delicious mashed potatoes with gravy. Okay, that's amazing. I mean, I think turkey is excellent, but like I understand why people don't like it so much. But I will say I can see why people would say that Thanksgiving food is mid. It's because it's like truly, I would say, the one time a year in the United States, or the one holiday specifically where like it is difficult food to make,
Mm,
right? And guess what? A lot of people are not good cooks at home.
mm,
So and I've experienced this. I've been at Thanksgivings where the food was like not executed, and you're just like, why am I here?
Same here. Yeah.
It's not. I like in those moments. I'm like, man, maybe I don't like Thanksgiving. And then you go to a good Thanksgiving, you're like, oh yeah, I know what I was missing. The best food ever, right?
Yeah.
So first of all, the second question you ask, Apollo, do you think people like Thanksgiving food mainly for nostalgia or because they believe it's actually good? First of all, it can't be nostalgia. We have it every year.
Mm.
What are we talking about? I mean, yeah, we had it when we were kids, but we also had it every year.
Yeah.
Now, Capolo, I understand. So I have some insider knowledge on Capolo.
Oh.
He's Swiss and didn't grow up in the United States. Moved to lives here now,
Mm.
right? I can understand that. It's not all chocolate and
It's
watches
not
for
like holy
Thanksgiving.
like cheese with holes in it,
Cheese with
Like
holes
I
in it.
get it. Yeah.
Yes, I understand it's not
There's no
raclette.
pocket knives, and stuff. No, I don't
you
know.
know, yeah, it's like we don't have Swiss Army knives at Thanksgiving. I get it. That's jarring. And really good banks apparently, and mountains. We do have some mountains here, but I understand that you possibly have come here and experienced bad Thanksgivings from
Mm.
bad cooks, right?
Mm.
And people who aren't putting the love in that. Like so oftentimes, I think people are just going, "Well, we got to make this because it's Thanksgiving." Which, whatever, if you don't really have the time, I understand. But also, like our family, they're like we perfect what we like
Yeah.
to make, right? That's just like what our family does. You learn one recipe and you perfect it and you make it for every family gathering for the rest of your life,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. There's certain
So
people you're like, they make that dish and only
yeah,
that dish, and it's delicious. Yeah.
mm-hmm.
And that's it.
Yeah. So I think it's a little contrarian to say Thanksgiving food is bad. It's objectively good, right? Stuffed mushrooms, green beans. I mean, we're celebrating like the fruits of this
Yeah.
country that like the land that has given us. Now, in certain parts of the country, I'm sure. Listen, we come from the Northeast where like a lot of this food was like kind of originated, like a lot of not originated, but like where
Started.
the
Yeah.
first
Yeah.
Thanksgiving
Yeah.
happened. So we're like, we get it. This is like in our bones. This is like we're part of this.
Yeah.
so
So this is an
so
official invitation, Capolo, to our family Thanksgiving. All right.
yeah.
Come on over, even though I won't be there, but come
Yeah, I
on
won't be there
over.
either.
Yeah. And just say you're a fan of the show. They'll know what you mean. And
Listen,
take some dishes, enjoy them.
I remember one year, so I used to work at a Chinese restaurant and there was a waiter at the Chinese restaurant that like, was just here in America because, he's trying to, make some money. And then he eventually moved back to China, but he had no family here. His name was Q, shout out Q. And I remember me and our cousin Dan were like, "Hey, you want to come to Thanksgiving? Like, what are you doing?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'd love to." And I don't, I can't really speak for Q, but I don't know if he ever had more fun in his life than when he was at Thanksgiving, eating some Thanksgiving food, trying to play football. He didn't really understand the game, but it was a magical moment. And he brought veal dumplings. I remember those were really good. But
And also, I just want to say, like, obviously, Capolo, we're just poking fun at you. We love you, Capolo. But I also want to say, like, we do Friendsgiving also every year, and it doesn't have traditional Thanksgiving food. To
mm-hmm,
me, Thanksgiving, there's obviously some staples, but like, it's okay to have like just really good food on Thanksgiving. It doesn't need to be turkey and mashed potatoes. Like I've had so many different things from Friendsgiving. I mean, we're going out to like a restaurant. I'm gonna have chicken tenders for Friendsgiving, like
yeah,
and like fries and some beer and stuff, and it will be good. But Thanksgiving, like it's like home is where you make it. Thanksgiving is what you make it. So, go out there, Capolo. You don't if you're having not the best traditional Thanksgiving food, go get something you really love, for
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, and just enjoy it, man. But yeah, I won't say good question, but I'll say thanks for the question. I appreciate it. Capola.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know what? I appreciate Capolo for sort of offering himself up as the punching bag this week.
Yeah, great
Um,
discussion topic.
great discussion. And this is why I like answering these kind of questions on the podcast because they can't rebut, right? They can't respond.
Yep.
And yeah, they have to stew on it and then have to send a message like, and then at that point, I already said all these things a week ago, so I'm like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I guess you're right. I don't know, but but now to get to your first question, what's my favorite food for Thanksgiving Day? This is actually really hard because I am a turkey lover. I think when turkey's made correctly, and this is another reason I think a lot of people kind of get down on Thanksgiving is a lot of people don't know how to make a good turkey. But when it's made well, you're just like, this is so good. And then you have all the leftovers. You can make sandwiches for days. But I love spuds. So like, mashed potatoes, gravy is such a classic. I do like stuffing, but like I'm like weird. I kind of just really like the out of the box stuffing,
Mm.
right? Sometimes when people try to get a little fancy with their stuffing, things can go awry. But I also, our aunt Nora makes a stuffed mushroom, like a sausage stuffed mushroom
Mm.
every year. So good. I haven't had it in years because, I haven't been to that Thanksgiving, but that is one of my favorite of all time. Some creamed Vidalia onions,
Mm.
some corn, you know, and then also the green beans
Yeah.
that my dad makes with like the shaved almonds and the blue cheese.
Oh yeah. Oh God.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's so good.
I know
So,
that is what won me over with green beans, by the way.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
you have them sometimes, and they're just like plain or like just steamed. I'm like, yeah, they're okay. But then those, I'm like, I can't get enough of these. They're
yeah,
delicious.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
so good, so good. But obviously, from the way we're talking, we come from an elite Thanksgiving background, so you know.
Yeah.
But appreciate the question, Capolo, and sorry for all the bullying. But you can tune back in now, and we'll chat soon. Now, K- we have one other question. This one's from Kmore, who asks if you two were to fuse together like in Dragon Ball Z or just Dragon Ball. Actually, no, it happens in Dragon Ball Z. What would your fusion name be? I mean, I guess
Tommy Juice, Tat,
Mathis
Yeah,
or
I guess
Tom
Mathis,
Hugh.
Tom Hugh. I like Mathis. You know.
Mathis,
Yeah, I think that's good. Um,
but yeah,
Mommy.
mommy, we're
um,
mommy here to
or
take
Mommy.
down Majin Buu.
Here, we got to do
Um,
the thing on
oh
the
yeah.
camera here.
Wait.
Uh,
Oh no! Wait, no! Wait!
oh
Wait!
wait,
Wait!
oh, we
No.
got it. Yeah,
Did. Ah!
there we go. And then that's when the
uh,
camera comes in the one.
and
Yeah.
what if we switched rooms? You're like, oh, where am I?
We could do that with like some green screen magic. Just freak
Yeah.
out the viewers. Yeah, that'd be
Hmm.
good. But
Oh man.
yeah, I'll go with
Yeah,
Mathis. I like Mathis. That's
math
good.
is just cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but thanks for the question, K Moore. Thank you, everybody. It's time to go down to the rec room where we recommend something that perhaps isn't an indie game. What do you have to recommend this week?
So this week I actually went on a little bit of a search for a good idle mobile game to play, and I came across one that I've been playing for the past few days. I don't know if it's something I'll play for the long term, but for right now I'm enjoying myself. It's called Idle Obelisk Miner, and what really kind of like sold me on the game, to be honest, is they heavily promoted they don't have ads in their game. So I was like sold. Like I'm gonna try this one out. I don't want ads every time I do a level, anything like that. So essentially, the way the game works, obviously, it's an idle game. Is you just kind of have this like this area on your screen that has all these different rocks on it, different types of like uh, ore, and you're going and mining those things. And the more you mine, the more you can upgrade, The more you can upgrade, the more floors you unlock. The more floors you unlock, the more different types of ore you can get. And your goal is there's an obelisk like boss essentially that you can choose to go to really at any point. And then when you go there, it has a ton of health. So you're trying to like deal a lot of damage to it. You're not going to kill it the first try or the second try. You're going to basically have to try to build up your level. But you will hit a cap, and then you can prestige at some point. And then you kind of just keep doing that until you can kind of level up your permanent upgrades more because when you prestige, certain things reset, like your pickaxe level, things like that. And then when you're not playing, which is cool, obviously it's an idle game, you have a little drone that goes and like collects ore for you. It'll hit a max limit at some point, and it will send you a notification. So like last night, you don't need the app open, anything like that. You close it, it'll notify you. You go back in, you're like, oh my god, I have like 20,000 ore. Let me go buy some upgrades. Let me go sell some ore. Get all the upgrades I can. And yeah, I just kind of was looking for something that's like really chill. I could just kind of play, to kill a little bit of time. And then it also plays when I'm not playing. I was honestly, I found this game because I was like, I wonder if the Norp Apolog is on my phone because I actually started another run of it the other day just to see if there's anything new. Still an incredibly fun game, but I came across this one, Idle Obelisk Miner. There's another game that my buddy plays called The Tower that apparently is like a decent idle game as well with like tournaments and things like that. So it seemed kind of cool. So yeah, just a little shout out to Idle Obelisk Miner. I don't know if it's on iOS, but I know it's on Android and it doesn't have ads and it's just been a chill, super simple game. So if you're looking for something to just kill some time or just something idle that you can kind of play, it's been a good one so far. So I'm trying out a few other ones as well, so I might end up wrecking those at some point. But this one has been the one I played the most so far.
Very cool. Yeah, I saw you write that in the show notes. It's like I've seen that name before,
Yeah.
so maybe I'll check it out. Maybe I'll check it out. Sounds cool. I'm recommending a ROM hack, Pokemon Lazarus, which just came out. This
Ooh.
is a Pokemon Emerald ROM hack that, first of all, looks amazing. So it's basically Emerald with like a I guess like Pokemon Gold Silver skin where like it kind of blends both styles and it looks great. It's a brand new story, a brand new region. So like you just like go in, you're just like experiencing a brand new Pokemon game
Yeah.
with a huge Pokedex, a lot of like quality of life features. So like auto runs, there's a day night kind of in-game clock and stuff like that. The graphics are awesome. There's an outfit system if you're into that, and the encounter types. It has like you'll see like little sprites of Pokemon walking around. You can run into those, and then there's also the random encounters too.
Hmm.
And then there's also like really cool, like on like important battles, like a gym leader. Like if you go fight a gym leader and like lose, right? You like they kill all your Pokemon, go back, you return. Their team is completely different except for their like ace. Their one,
Oh,
So
that's cool.
yeah, really, really neat. It has a quest system and all this stuff. It's like a really well made ROM hack. So I've been playing it on Delta on my phone, which is like the iOS emulator.
Yeah.
So really, really good. It just feels because it feels like classic Pokemon, but then with all these like kind of like modern updates that kind of make it pretty cool, and like it has Pokemon from every generation, I think.
Yeah. What
So,
kind of like quests do you get out of curiosity? Have you done any yet?
well, there's like main quests. So, like, the first, your professor will be like, hey, I need you to go find this like parcel or
Yeah.
whatever. That's a quest. And then you'll go back and then be like, okay, here's your next quest. Go beat the first gym leader and come talk to me. But then you'll talk to like random NPCs and they'll be like, hey, can you find me a completed Pokedex entry for Togepi?
Okay.
And you're like, okay. And then that's just in your quest log. And once you like catch a Togepi, you can go show them and you'll get whatever reward and stuff like that.
Hell yeah.
It's It's sick. It's like really really well done. So, got to give a shout out to Pokemon Lazarus.
Have to check it out. Have to check it out. I actually saw that was released, and I saw some people hyping it up. So I wish Delta was available on Android because I've heard it's really cool. But I'll have to get a
Yeah.
different emulator for that
They
one.
have. Let me actually tell you because in the opening credits, it says which like recommended emulator for Android it should
Oh,
be.
cool. All right, awesome.
Pizza Boy.
Pizza Boy. All right.
Yep.
Pizza Boy emulator. Let's hope you're not
Android.
trolling me.
No, swear to
And
God.
all right, cool. Yeah, I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, check it out. Let me know if you do because it's been a lot of fun.
Cool.
And yeah. And you automatically or not automatically like they give you XP share. So
Oh,
like
great.
it's turned on and there's like all your Pokemon just get XP every time you battle something. So,
Love it. Love it.
but that's gonna do for the show. I've been Tommy Fresh. You can find me on all socials at Fresh Buds Pod. I have another podcast called Fresh and Buds where I talk about the game Flesh and Blood. It is Thanksgiving week, so it's going to be my Thanksgiving episode. Some messages from people around the community. You can find us on all socials at Fresh Juice Pod. And Matt, where can people find you?
Find me at Matty Gorm, Gorm, on all the socials other than Instagram. I'm Matty Gorm YT over there because someone has my name apparently. But yeah, check me out. I've been posting shorts about upcoming survival games, things of that nature. So go. I just had another video go up today. Got another one going out on Thanksgiving. So if you got some bad Thanksgiving food and you want to check out a video, there you go. Check it out. But Tommy, another good ep in the books.
Amen. Stay juicy like the turkey. Gobble, 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 gobble.